Joseph Campbell. Does he know? It's 1986, and I decided I was going to do just that. Follow my bliss. I was working in New Jersey at a pharmaceutical company. I had a very big job. In fact, I was one of 2 individuals among 10,000 in this company, which is now Novartis, that had been tapped to be on the CEO grooming track. I was 27 years old, and I was being groomed to move up the corporation to be in the C-suite within about a decade. The problem was, I didn't really want to do that. I had been deep in reading Joseph Campbell and all of the others, and I'm like, I love that you think I can do that, but I don't really want to. And so one day, I screwed up my courage and I went into my boss and I quit. They literally called human resources to come down to see if I was having a nervous breakdown. And I'm like, seriously, I'm not. I just don't want to do this. I was making several $100,000 a year. This was 1986. And, you know, most people don't walk away from that kind of honey in your pot. But I decided that what I really wanted to do is I really wanted to cook. I really, really like to cook. This pastry chef. I didn't have any training in it. I was a pharmacist, I had my master's, I had my PhD, I was nothing in the culinary world, but I was a pretty damn good home cook. And so I said, nope, I am quitting, and I got a few bucks in the bank, and I think I'm going to follow my bliss. And so they let me walk out, and they said, you can always come back if you need to. So I was living in New Jersey at the time, about 10 miles from Manhattan, and there was this little storefront down in the village, and this was 1986, as I said. It was just at the burgeoning of the culinary craze. You remember this, right? I mean, there, you know, it was just at the beginning of the Food Network and all of the celebrity chefs, and there was a few storefronts that were really big deals in New York. So I went to the storefront down in the village, and I walked in and introduced myself to them, and I said, can I cook for you? They were providing very, very eclectic lunch offerings. And they're like, what's your experience? And I said, I have no experience. I'm like, I'm a health economist. I don't have any experience in this, but I will work for free. I'd like to just like watch you like chop carrots or something. And he's like, okay, you can work for free. So I did. So I started working for them, you know, just doing meal prep. And as he started getting to know me, he found out that I was from Mississippi. Well, Southern food was just beginning to become cool. It was Southern food with a twist. It was like, you know, turnip greens with mango salsa, you know, or catfish with, you know, asparagus puree on it. And he's like, do you know how to cook any of this stuff? I'm like, sure, I know how to cook that. Dialing up my mom. How the hell do I cook turnip greens, Mom? So he asked me if I would cook a few Southern dishes. So Mama sent me an entire box of the Junior League of Mississippi cookbooks. I don't know if any of you remember, back in the day, the Junior League used to put out an annual recipe book of all of their favorite, which are like deviled eggs and all of that heinous food. So my mom sends me all that stuff, which I had never cooked at all. So I began to cook some of this Southern food. Well, it's down in the village in New York, and a couple of their very best customers began to sample some of the things that I was making. And they started asking the owner, and again, I was just in the back, you know, not really present in the forefront of the storefront. They started asking the owner, who's cooking? And they're like, well, it's Patti, and she like grew up in Mississippi. So this little lady, one of their best customers who lived up on Park Avenue, said, fabulous, I'm having a big party next week, and I want her to cater. Okay. So she gave me a menu. She wanted gumbo, and she wanted turnip greens, and she wanted crab canapes, and a whole variety of things. So I'm like, there was no Google back then, right? You know, I'm calling Mama, I'm calling everybody to how to cook all this. So I'm charged with cooking all of this for about 40 people. Got this under control. I am working hours upon hours, buying things all at retail. I am working my ass off. The day of the party, it's in November, I am told to bring all of my food into New York City. I live in New Jersey and she's on Park Avenue. Bring all my food into New York City to have it there by 6 p.m. So I did. Well, just before I leave, I get a phone call from the owner. And he's like, Patti, all of my servers are not available because there was a beginning snowstorm. Have any of you like done a dinner party? You know, I've been exhausted with preparing for 40 people. And he said, you're gonna have to serve. Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I got a little bit high horse. I'm a doctorate in health economics. What, I'm gonna serve a dinner party? He's like, hell yeah, you need to stop at Macy's on the way and get a little black skirt and a white shirt. Okay, so I did. I like wheeled in my little Honda Accord with a gumbo in the back, sloshing. I wheel into the Macy's. I go in, I get a little black skirt and a white top. I literally go down to the Macy's kitchen thing and practice walking around with serving trays, how to like do that. I've never done this in my life. How do I walk? I get in to Manhattan, get through the Lincoln Tunnel, pull up to the Park Avenue apartment. I have to double park my little car, run all of these like massive things up to the apartment. It's this big fancy apartment that you take this elevator up and the elevator opens into this massive apartment. I get up there. He's told me beforehand that I've got to do all these, like, you know, those things where you put the water in the trays that heats the stuff. So he's coached me on how to do all of this. Well, one of the things that I have is a big salad. Well, I have to call him from the home. There's no cell phones. I have to call him from the home. How do I dress a salad for 40 people? He says, you have to put it in a garbage bag and put all the salad dressing in and shake it around. Well, fabulous, but the kitchen is actually one of these open kitchens. And I can't really put your food in a garbage bag and do this and then dump it out in a hotel tray. He said, go in the bathroom and do it. So I am massively stressed. I put all of my salad greens into a bag, and then I begin to take them one at a time into the bathroom. Hoping no one notices. A bag of greens. Having a good time? Another little bag of greens. Get all my stuff in, put all of the greens, shake it out with the salad greens, and then I'm like, fuck, I forgot the big hotel tray. So then I take the hotel tray and I put it on the outside of the door. Look out, no one's there. Dump all the greens into the hotel tray, bring it out, get all that done. Then she wants me to serve. So I put the crab canapes onto a little plate, and I practice walking around and crab canapé. Then the doorbell rings. I go up to the door. She wants me to answer the door, the host. I open the door. As I open the door, I'm standing there looking, and I say, Dr. Hyperion, it's delightful to see you. I quit. I didn't get fired. This was the world's most famous transplant surgeon, organ transplant surgeon, whom I had worked with at the pharmaceutical company on clinical trials for several years. And all of a sudden, I'm offering a fucking crab canapé. He's like, Patti, what happened to you? I was pursuing my bliss. So that is